Hey friends, what's up? Welcome or welcome back to the channel. I know I say this often and it probably doesn't reflect so much on the camera, but it is really dark and gloomy today. And it's strange because we're in the week leading up to Halloween, so it's kind of cool that it's very creepy and foggy looking outside, but I'm hoping that it doesn't stay the way that it is right now on the weekend, because we're having a little Halloween like get together and I want to do it outside so that we can light the fire and we can use like the fire pit and stuff like that, and the pergola seating area, which I've talked about on my other channel. So yeah, that's random, but anyway, hello, welcome or welcome back. I have my breakfast. I'm on a kick. I have been obsessed with my tofu egg salad recipe, and that's all I want to have, especially with this bread. I have rediscovered San Francisco sourdough. I remember when I went to San Francisco a few years ago and I tried their bread. It was literally the best sourdough bread I've ever had in my life. This recipe is always linked in the description box. It's like a one and only recipe that I have right now because I'm doing some like website shifting, but I do recall this recipe being super popular, and for good reason, because it's like my favorite recipe that I've ever made. By the way, I did some experimentation with this week's tofu egg salad because I found some vegan Kewpie mayo. So if you've ever heard of, or if you've never heard of Kewpie mayo is basically a Japanese mayo, and it tastes different from your standard mayo that you get at the grocery store because it's a little bit more vinegary, or at least that's what I've heard. I've never had Kewpie mayo before, but I found a vegan Kewpie mayo and I made my tofu egg salad with that because that is the base of this recipe. If you are making this recipe and you get your hands on some vegan Kewpie mayo, I highly suggest trying the Kewpie mayo, by the way, because it's super good. I made like a spicy mayo the other day to dip in like some veggie buns, and it has so much flavor all on its own. It sort of just enhances any dip that you create with that Kewpie mayo. But in this instance, because the recipe is very like pickly and vinegary forward, because I use like a little bit of pickle juice, I use like the black salt and stuff, so there's like strong flavors happening already in this recipe, that when you use the vegan Kewpie mayo, its own flavor kind of like overpowers the entire recipe. And it's not the Kewpie mayo's fault. Maybe I should have just scaled back on like the pickle juice. Maybe I shouldn't have used pickle juice at all in this instance. But yeah, just a heads up, if you are interested in trying vegan Kewpie mayo, I do highly recommend it. Let me get the bottle actually so that you can see what it looks like. So this is what it looks like. It's got very minimal branding. The branding came in like the packaging before I opened it up and stuff, but this is what it looks like. It's very tiny. I believe like the regular Kewpie mayo is double the size, but of course I was not going to say no to giving this a try. It is just super unique to be able to find a Japanese condiment that is vegan, especially one that is typically like egg based, so that's pretty cool. And then alongside my breakfast, I am going to have an apple that I got at the farmer's market. I'm pretty sure this is gala. I think it's actually growing on me. It helps neutralize the flavor when you have it on toast as well. Wow, this angle is so unknown to me. I got my whole desk set up a little bit like refreshed, and so I can like stand up and work at the same time. So I'm standing up right now. Usually when I'm in this spot, I'm sitting down, but I have my coffee, which is just my usual. I just wanted to share it because it's something that I'm consuming. It is a double shot of espresso with a little bit of almond milk. Yeah. That's coffee. Hello again, friends. It is lunchtime. I just fed the kitties, so we're all having lunch at the same exact time. I have me a very jam-packed bowl here. I don't know why I picked such a small bowl to fit all of this in, but you know what? It is what it is. It just barely made it. I made this for dinner last night, and I did not anticipate having so much leftovers, but I'm not mad about it because this dish actually came out pretty successfully. What I had last night actually was essentially baked barbecue tofu, which if you've been watching a few of my videos recently, you'll know that that is something I have been making very frequently because it's easy, it's delicious, and I love tofu. So I had that last night for dinner. It's finished now, but on the side of it, I had just steamed broccoli, very simple, steamed the broccoli, and then this is a vegan mac and cheese using like really fun shapes. I'll put some B-roll so that you can see it a little bit closer, but it was basically a bag of like autumn shaped pasta that I found at World Market. And I thought, you know, I have to get these shapes. They're super, super cute. And whenever I see shaped pasta like this, I'm like, it's gotta be done as a mac and cheese. So I have been fiddling around with a mac and cheese recipe or a cheese sauce recipe for a really long time, and it's super hard to get that flavor that is super reminiscent of like Kraft mac and cheese, which is usually my goal when I'm trying to make like a quick stovetop mac and cheese kind of thing. And I served this last night for dinner. Ian said that it was so far my best attempt, and he really thought that it tasted like Kraft mac and cheese. So I am going to put the recipe in the description box. Long story short, I made like a roux, which is like vegan butter, flour, and vegan milk. I used almond milk. And then I seasoned it up with a little bit of nutritional yeast. I did a little bit of Worcestershire sauce. I hope I'm saying that right. I'm probably not, but I added just a little tiny drop of that. And then I used lactic acid, which I've talked about a lot on this channel, which gives things a nice tangy, cheesy flavor. And then I added a little bit of vegan shredded cheese, vegan shredded cheddar cheese to be exact. And it came out really well. And let me know if you do try that recipe out, if it does taste like Kraft mac and cheese, because I was shocked for him to say that. Can't go wrong with steamed broccoli. It doesn't look as cheesy and luscious as it did last night, because of course, it'll look better if you make it and have it the day of. But it's still pretty dang good. I feel like shaped pastas always make things 10 times better, so. Hey friends, I am back. It's pretty late. It's actually almost 8 p.m., so it's very late. And I'm coming back on to tell you about dinner because we had a lot going on at the end of the day. We had to just be out and about and what have you. So life got in the way. I am not cooking today, but I am ordering takeout, or I've ordered takeout already, and I have it with me now. So we ordered from this place called Veggie Heaven, which does like 100% vegan Asian dishes. It's one of our very favorite places. They have like a huge menu with a large variety of things to try. So I'm going to show you some B-roll of what it looks like. I essentially just got like a curried tofu with vegetables on the side and some brown rice, and that's pretty much it. Yeah, like I said, life got in the way, so it is what it is, but I hope you enjoy that inspo, and perhaps if you're in the area, I highly, highly recommend giving Veggie Heaven a try. But that is all for this week's video. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you, and I'll talk to you in next week's video.